So, I'm having a chat with Caskets. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Here at Download. Looking forward to the day ahead.
Yeah, mad innit?
Yeah,
I
it's
still can't believe it.
Surreal. Surreal to be here. But
Yeah.
we're very excited.
And you've announced that you've got a new album on the way in August. So you've released one single of that so far. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
So it's with a friend of ours, Tel Smith, who did the feature on it. It's
Word
going-
Alive.
Yeah, from the Word Alive. Awesome. Like, we were really excited when we got the email back, being like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you
I
guys."
mean, we've been talking to him for a while. Like, past couple of years, he's always interacted with us over Twitter and other social media.
Yeah.
And he was like clearly the guy to go to when Benji wrote the riffs and some breakdowns. We were like, right, we definitely need to get Telly on it.
Yeah.
And he luckily said, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is coming off your new record out in August. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
So it's still the same old Caskets, but we're pushing it a little bit heavier this time. A lot more experimentation with like the synths and stuff like that. Just overall, it's a little bit beefier sound kind of thing, but it's still the same. It's still the same band.
Yeah, and was it the plan when you went into the studio to do something that little bit heavier and more experimental?
Yes.
Is that simply how it turned out?
100%, yeah. I mean, when we brought out his first album, the interaction and reactions that we got from the fans were brilliant. So we knew if we were to change a little, which is going heavier, people would support us, and from the reactions we've got, it seems to be going really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's extremely fun to play live as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you must have written more tracks than what's made it onto this record. What happens with those now? Do you consider them again for the future? Do you bin them off and start again?
Right. So I think there's at least 2, possibly 3 songs that have made it onto this album, which were demos for the first album. Just for whatever reason, we didn't know which direction to take the song, or if it just didn't quite fit. But I know there's at least 2 that were first album demos that have made it onto this one, and we've probably got about 11 or 12 that we've put to the side from after doing the selections for this album.
Thank God, it means we've got more selection on the next album.
That's another record,
I mean,
isn't it?
not that they necessarily might not make it on the next album,
Yeah,
but they're in there to revisit. Because sometimes it's good to write demos and then leave it alone and then come back to it maybe like a year later and be like, oh, that bit's good and this bit's no good, so you can chop it up and
Mash them together.
make another song basically. So
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to writing, how do tracks tend to start off? Is it normally a lyric, a melody? Is it a
normally-
riff?
It's normally a riff from Craig or Benji. There'll be a verse, bridge, maybe a chorus, and then we'll start putting drums to that over MIDI, and the song will pretty much form itself. I mean, on this album there were a couple where we still had to work on it in the studio. They weren't quite ready. And then once we've got the actual structure down, stick the lyrics on, Matt writes the lyrics to them, then we all put in as...
don't like that bit. Don't like that.
Yeah. We had some lyrics as well. And then we go into the studio, record it, have lots of fun, work with Dan Weller, who's the best producer in the world, and just have lots of fun. It's been really, really good.
Good. And when you're in the studio, do you layer it up? Do you record it all in one take? How does it work for you in the studio?
Generally, we've got we'll use the stems from the demos just so we've got a rough structure for James to lay the drums down, and then we'll put the bass on, guitar. So we'll just build it up from the ground up, basically.
I mean,
so we're happy.
we just go. We stick the click on, go until either I mess up or it's not good enough.
James is good at doing like one takes. You know what I mean? So like, obviously there's parts where you got to drop in for like different sections, but like most of the verses and chorus is just one take.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, I mean, it's terrifying when you've got to do it in front of the rest of the band and Dan, who's worked with so many other good bands. But I think on this album, because we've grown closer with Dan, obviously class him as a friend now, it's just a lot more relaxed. So just going into the studio is just a dream.
He's not afraid to say like, that takes up, do it again. Whereas
Yeah.
maybe on the first album, it's like, it could be a little bit better. We're like, no, that was no good, do it again. And you're just kind of like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And you'll want to play these tracks live. What's the
yeah,
plan for touring for this year?
Well, we've got 2 headline shows in Leeds
Next week.
on the Friday and Saturday, and then after that we've got a bit of time to do some more music videos for upcoming singles, and then the last 2 weeks of July we fly to Australia, which we never thought we'd get to, which we can't wait for with Wind Waker, and then we fly straight from Australia to America and do the Bless the Fall tours, main support, which I still can't believe. So we've got a lot of time away, but
And then sleep.
sleep a lot. Yeah.
Cool, excellent. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you. It's been
Thank you.
really nice.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
So